So you got yourself a project car. Doesn't matter what car it is. Could be anything. Could be new, could be old. And you don't have any money to throw at it. Paycheck to paycheck, you just can't afford to be throwing money at your car. But you still want to work on it. You still want to tinker with it. You still want to make it better. Well, here's 5 tips and tricks to make your project car, doesn't matter what it is, a little bit better, a little bit faster, for free. Tip number 1, getting cooler air into your motor. Well, usually how people achieve that is either by a hood scoop or some sort of ducting to grab air from the outside of the car. Well, one costs a lot of money. The other one costs money and supplies and, routing and try to figure out how to get outside air into your motor. Here's something you can do for absolutely free. All you do is simply adjust your hood hinges. Doesn't matter what car it is. You can probably adjust your hood hinges so when you close your hood, there's a gap. Now this gap is going to allow all the hot air inside your engine bay to come out through this gap, just like a cowl hood. The exact same thing. Cold air comes in, hot air gets blown out. Absolutely free, and people have been doing that since the 60s. Number 2, bumping up your initial ignition timing. Now, by doing that, what you're doing is you're giving this older motor, or really any motor, a little more torque right at the base of the RPM range. Right off idle, you'll get a lot snappier throttle response with just a nudge more ignition timing. Don't go too crazy. Just a nudge will help you. Like, say, you go from 10 degrees to 14 degrees. That will help. Now, on old motors, obviously, you can do it through your distributor. New stuff, I'm sure you can plug in a laptop to it. Should be absolutely free. You just gotta make sure you're not going too far with it that you cause detonation. One way to test that out is to park your car at the bottom of a steep hill and go in high gear up the hill full throttle. If you can do that without hearing any pinging or detonation noises, you should be safe. Step 3, weight reduction. Any amount of weight you can get off your car will help. Alright? Removing weight is the exact same as adding horsepower. For example, this car used to have dual exhaust all the way out to the tailpipes. I took it off and put these glass packs on that come out right at the middle of the car. It saved me 40 pounds off the bottom of the car. Little things like that, remove your back seat if you're that serious. Any weight you can get off your car, it's absolutely free. And it can make you go faster. Number 4, tire pressure. If you're drag racing and you're spinning off the line, you can easily, don't have to get a bigger tire, you can make your tire physically have a bigger contact patch simply with tire pressure. The same can go for the front tires too. If you're road racing or something, you need more grip up there, lower tire pressure, you get larger contact patch, more grip on the road. Absolutely free. Don't go too low, otherwise you'll bust the bead right off the rim. Step 5, might call it cheating, but it's absolutely free. Learn how to drive the car. Now what do I mean by that? I mean, if you're drag racing, then you gotta learn how to launch the car, what RPM to shift at. All these things can make or break. You can be either a 1199 car or you could be a 14-second car just on how you drive the thing. If you're a road racer, learning where to turn, the apex of the corners, what your car can handle as far as G-forces going around a corner, pushing your vehicle to the edge, all these things, learning how to drive the car is probably one of the most beneficial and actual physically tangible results you'll get with trying to improve your hot rod or project car, tuner, doesn't matter what it is. That's universal. And it's 100% free, except for gas. And there's one more bonus one, pretty much just for the drag racers out there though. And that's going to be weight transfer. Taking all the energy up here that gets lifted up on acceleration and planting your rear tires with it. One free way to do that, and you know, viewer discretion is advised. Free way to do that is by removing your sway bar. It used to be a sway bar that runs side to side. I took that off. Now what that does is it ties the two front wheels together. You know, so if that wants to rise up, that has to get dragged up with it, which really limits the amount of up and down motion that the car gives you. That's what it's there for taking corners and whatnot, keeping the front end steady. But if you're primarily a hot rodder, you know, drag racing, street light to street light kind of thing, taking that off will allow this driver's side front to rise up independently from your passenger side. That rises, and that will plant your passenger side rear down. That's the one that always wants to spin. And by shoving that rear tire down, it'll get more grip and be less likely to spin. Less likely to spin, that means you're moving forward rather than sitting still burning rubber, aka faster. All those 5 tips, plus the one bonus 6 tip, completely free, should work on pretty much any car. Sure, there's some exceptions, but for the most part, for most cars, that will work. Hope you got something out of that. I'll catch you next time.